Hello again, you're here with the AntiFans.
And you're watching Fantasy Footnotes.
Today we're talking about the 2016 outlook of the Miami Dolphins and how the hiring of Adam Gase impacts that.
So, talking about Gase, most recently he followed John Fox to Chicago. He helped Cutler pretty decently. Cutler had probably his second best statistical season. He had a really nice completion percentage, had a pretty respectable touchdown interception ratio.
Yeah, and all that despite Brandon Marshall bolting and Alshon Jeffrey missing a lot of time. So with limited weapons, he had one of his better years since he's been on the Bears. Before that, Gase was in Denver. Took Tim Tebow and that team to the playoffs as the offensive coordinator, and they even won a game. Tim Tebow had a decent year, and then Peyton Manning comes in, the aerial attack, sets all the records. His first year there, obviously Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker had big seasons under Adam Gase. Now he's with Miami, and Ryan Tannehill is the starting quarterback there. What does the Gase hire do for him?
Well, I guess it depends on if that Ryan Tannehill hype, if he can really beat that. He's been like a fringy top 10 guy. People like to speculate he's gonna jump higher than that. I don't know. The quarterback is so deep, you don't want to reach for a guy like Tannehill, but it's a safe backup option. I think it could be in the top 10 again, or right on the edge there.
Yeah, I think he's a guy you could wait and take as your starter if you don't want to invest highly in a quarterback. I think he's a pretty safe option with a little bit of upside, so that's always nice. He's throwing to Jarvis Landry, had a breakout season. Devontae Parker's there. What do you think of those guys?
I expect both of them to actually have an improvement. I really like Jarvis Landry. I think that Gase will help a guy with his completion percentage, helps with a lot of quicker throws. I think that Jarvis Landry is going to feast on that and just be a PPR monster, but also take a step in standard.
I don't know if Jarvis Landry has much room to improve on the year he just had. He had a monster year. I think he takes a bit of a step back because Devontae Parker really bursts onto the scene. He was a first-round pick just before last season. He came in hurt, missed all of training camp, didn't play the first few weeks of the season. I think he's the next A.J. Green, a guy who's going to consistently hit 1,000 yards with a decent touchdown number, but never maybe be the very best receiver in fantasy, but always be a guy that you're starting and always be a guy that you like.
Moving on from that, got some running backs there. We got the, I guess the incumbent, or the returning champion of JHIE, getting that bigger role potentially, and then they drafted Kenyon Drake there.
Yeah, Lamar Miller goes over to Houston, so there's an opening. I don't think either of those guys are great running backs. Maybe you see Arian Foster land with the Dolphins. If he doesn't, I think of the two, I probably favor Jay Ajayi. He had 50 catches his junior year at Boise State before entering the NFL draft. Gase has had history with the passing down running backs. Noshawn Moreno had big years, at least the one big year with the Broncos under Gase. You tend towards Drake, right?
Yeah, I like Drake. I think he had some pretty decent receiving numbers also out of the backfield for Alabama. Alabama running backs aren't the greatest at the next level in terms of what's been going on.
Have any of them really worked out?
Mark Ingram took a while, but he's been like a legitimate top 10 dude.
Richardson.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. I like Drake. I think he's got a decent size speed combo and might be able to flourish there.
All right, Jordan Cameron, he's still on the Dolphins. He had a good year a few years ago, over 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, but it's been disappointing ever since. And does he stay disappointing?
Yeah, he was exciting his first month of his career, and he's basically been a bummer ever since then. And with that, that's about it.
Please subscribe to the AntiFans here on YouTube.
Leave us a bunch of comments, positive, negative, whatever you want to say.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.